Matt Gray is here on the Blaze Radio Network.
Welcome. Great to have you with us. I am Patrick Joseph of Helena, son of Joseph Patrick. But, you know, of course, some people call me Space Cowboy.
Yeah, okay. So wait.
Some call me the Gangster of Love.
Right.
Some people call me
Maurice.
How'd you know that?
Intuitive.
Did you know I speak of the pompous of
That
love?
I did. I did know that. I didn't
that?
realize that your dad's middle name was Patrick, though. That's interesting how that worked.
Isn't that interesting? Yeah.
That's cool.
Tricky.
Yeah.
See, that way, I mean, he wanted to name me after him, but didn't want that confusion of the junior, senior, same name thing.
But did he give you a lot of good advice the way Joe Biden's dad gave him?
Oh, my gosh. He used to say, Patty.
Yeah. Patty. Okay, yeah, all right.
Patty. Do we have the Biden thing with that'd be a fun way to start the show, actually.
The montage again?
The montage of Joe Biden's dad quotes.
He used to say, you know you're a success as a parent when you turn and look at your child and realize they turned out better than you.
Dad used to have an expression. He said, Joey, a job's about a lot more than a paycheck.
You know, my dad had another expression. He'd say, Joey, don't compare me to the Almighty, compare me to the alternative.
Oh, wow.
That's a good
Well,
one.
my dad had an expression.
Yeah.
He said, Joey, it's not a question of succeeding when you get knocked down. It's how quickly you get up.
Patty.
And,
That's what he said.
You say, never explain and never complain. And then go on to say that the only obligation that really matters, the most important thing, is family.
Family.
We have an expression in our family.
There's an old saying in the family.
No, you don't.
It's like a grandfather clock.
It's like
If you
what?
have to ask, it's too late.
What?
My dad
I
used
would
to have
love
an
to hear that
expression. He
one.
said, it's a lucky person, gets up in the morning, puts both feet in the floor,
Wow,
knows what they're about to do, and thinks
beautiful.
it still matters. You see, my dad used to have an
What
expression.
do you wear when you sleep,
He said,
Joe?
Joey, a job's about a lot more than a paycheck.
Yeah.
Say, remember, nobody is better than you.
Right.
But you're better than nobody.
Ouch.
He used to say, Joey,
Okay.
I don't expect the government to solve my problems, but I sure in hell expect them to understand them.
Oh, wow.
You know, my dad had
Powerful.
an expression for real. When someone say,
For
you
real.
know, Joe,
You know he's
I
lying
pay
when he
too
says
much
for
in
real.
tax." He said, look, it's a small price to pay to live in this country. My dad used to have an expression.
Did he?
Look,
on.
my dad used to have an expression. He said, Joey, don't compare me to the Almighty, compare me to the alternative.
You like that one.
And he said, Joey, where's it written that life owes you a living?
When did your dad say that? I want to know
long
when
time
he
ago.
gave you
Me
that
too.
advice.
Me too.
Never.
Because it didn't happen. My dad used to say, Joey, if you ever have a son that dies, talk about him incessantly, especially to Gold Star families. Joey, my dad used to say, Joey, call yourself middle class Joe as often as possible. It'll make stupid people think you're not an elitist a-hole.
Oh, that's good.
But we all know better.
Yeah.
My dad used to say,
What?
Joey, again, don't forget.
Wait.
I
Hello?
forgot.
What were you saying?
I forget. What do you...
Bro.
And then my dad used to say to me, Joey,
Yeah?
sniff girls' hair as often as you can. Sometimes they use shampoo that smells really good.
Okay, but...
And he used to say, Joey,
Wait,
touch them if you can.
Okay, but what if there's no girl
Touch the girls.
available for you?
And then, well, you go to a place where there's girls. He used to say, Joey, go to a place where there's girls.
That's disturbing.
Touch them.
Touch them.
Smell them. That's what he said. For real.
For real?
No joke.
You're not joking?
No joke. I'm not joking.
Yeah?
Yeah.
So wait, when did he pick up Lunch Pail Joe? Did his dad give him that one too?
Yeah, he did.
Huh.
He did. But
Wow.
I didn't have time to get to that one.
You weren't privy to that conversation.
I wasn't.
I see.
But apparently he's still trying to take advantage of that advice he gave him to, get next to school kids and whatnot.
Yeah, so yesterday we played, and you asked me, where were they? Like, why were they at a school? I have no idea what was going on.
Why he was here.
No, but I
Okay.
did learn from this article that Dr. Jill Biden prefers that you call her Dr. B.
What?
Like her students.
What?
So whenever she was a professor or whatever at
brother.
the whatever, Northern Virginia Community College.
No, she was not at the prestigious Northern Virginia Community College. Don't say that. That's wow. I didn't realize.
Yeah, she just started a 13-week course there at they call it Nova there.
Okay.
And if you're a student taking a Joe Biden class, she prefers you call her Dr. B.
What if I call her Lady McB?
Okay.
What if I do that?
It's worth a shot.
Yeah, Lady McB.
Might affect your grade. I don't know. But yeah, so they were at some school, and we played the video yesterday, and Joe wandered off. But there was video before that, and this is, to quote the president, no joke. This is the video that preceded that.
This is when he wandered off.
Yeah.
And then he found this kid?
Okay. No. So we played yesterday the wandering off part.
Right.
This is what precedes that.
Oh, precedes.
Because remember, it was you had the black boy here, you had Dr. B here, and then you had Lost Joe over here.
Mm-hmm.
Okay?
Okay.
And so this is right before that. So watch this here.
Hello. Hi.
They're walking out there. Oh no. Oh no, watch this. Oh no, what is he? Stop!
The kid, man, he's like, what are you doing?
He does not want this, no!
Wow.
Oh, God!
This is like some school. How cool is this, right, Miguel?
That kid does not like this.
No, he doesn't.
I go to a
And I
school
don't
like
blame
this.
him.
I mean, it's just beautiful.
Wow, he knew it was coming too, and he didn't want it to happen.
Everything is just, I love this school.
See, this is where...
Anyway, Mayor Bowser.
This is where we picked
Chancellor
up.
Farabee. Thank you for
Okay,
joining
and this is
us
where he
as
kind
well.
of, I wonder what's over here. Is
And
there
for families across
a little
the
girl
country.
over here?
Where does he think he's going? You gotta go, you gotta go.
I mean, right? And you called it.
right.
You gotta go.
Yeah.
Boy, that young man
I gotta go potty.
was relieved when he saw Joe wander away.
That is fascinating how he's looking behind him.
Right.
So he's like, oh, that creepy guy's
no.
coming up on me. Oh, no.
My dad warned me.
How do I get out of here?
Yeah. He's like, you watch him. Don't you turn your back on that man. And then after that, that poor kid just like lowers his head like, I can't believe this is happening to me. I am now a statistic. Seriously. That's
Jeez.
gross. What a gross individual.
Is this the same school with where he's pictured in the middle of all the kids?
No, so this
It's a
was
different
another
school?
stop. Yeah. And
Another
so
stop.
I think this might have been at one of the events around remembering 9/11.
Okay.
And
He's in the midst of a whole bunch of kids taking a picture with them. And some of them were...
there's a Donald Trump hat. There's a Make America Great Again hat. And look at the kid in the red shirt on the far right there.
Yeah.
He's got
a Donald Trump shirt.
with sunglasses on Trump.
And it says, I'll be back.
I'll be back, yes.
That is great. Oh, that's
I mean, the
fantastic.
parents, man, congrats to them for getting that set up. That's awesome.
And by the way, he's got his mask pulled down. Why? Why? If it's so important that you're protecting others when you're wearing this mask, why the hell aren't you protecting these kids and wearing the mask?
And boy, we've got example after example after example today.
Do we have the one where they were at the 9/11 memorial. He was there with Obama and Clinton and a bunch of others, and they all are masked up.
Right, during the ceremony.
Do we have that? Yeah, they're okay. So here they are, all abiding by the rules that they have set down. That okay, even if you're vaccinated, you must wear a mask
outdoors
to protect others, and outdoors. And then he pulls it down to yell at somebody. And then there's another photo a few minutes later after the camera's off.
Okay,
cameras are all turned off, and wait a minute, whoa, where's the masks? Huh? Not a single. Well, okay, yeah, way in the left.
Well,
there.
she didn't get the memo. She's not a bigwig, the lady on the far left. But when you've got Pelosi and there was actually other ones.
That's crazy.
That showed Obama
Hypocrites.
and everybody was just and an argument could be made that they're actually, since now they're talking, now they're exhaling much more so.
It's much more important,
right,
than if you're standing there for a photo. But it's just all for show, which we know, and that's what they're doing. They're showing. Yeah. Look, I have my mask on.
I mean, and this
while the cameras are
right.
And then when the picture is taken, then when it's not being taken, then I take it off.
Uh-huh.
Wait, what?
Right.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear you. Huh? That's weird.
I mean, and this stretches everywhere. This is on all levels of government.
Yeah.
Both nationally and locally.
It's crazy.
You know, you've got the mayor of Kansas City at a Chiefs game where he has been a mask Nazi. He's there with his mask down talking with one of the higher up health officials. And, you know, the stadium is packed shoulder to shoulder. Obviously, no masks involved there. But yet, the other day, just before the game, they shut down a cafe that refused to enforce the mask ordinance in their little cafe.
And the cafe tried everything, right? They tried to
we're a private club.
Classify as a club.
Our
kinds of
employees have medical exemptions.
Yeah.
They were following the guidelines by filing the correct paperwork.
Wait, I mean, this is a religious cafe.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
That's what we are. Wait. Yeah, this is where you get communion. All our food here is communion.
Wait a minute, really?
Yeah. Uh-huh.
So, wait, you order...
milkshakes, whatever you order.
Milkshakes with my wafer?
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Yeah, so.
I kind of like this cafe. That's called using your time wisely. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And they did this at the Met last night, too. I don't know if you want to do this now or later, but my gosh, they just continue to laugh at us.
It's just the left and their hypocrisy again, because all these people are leftists. We all know that. Mm-hmm. Do we have the photos of the weird clothing they were wearing last night?
I think the
no masks.
The Tandy 64, the Commodore 64, in there. Is,
it's not working.
It's processing the pictures for us.
All right, great.
But yeah, AOC showed up. You know, I mean, you know how she is on this stuff.
The worst.
And it's going to be you'll enjoy some of that. I think more than just the lack of masks, Pat, you're going to enjoy the attire. Oh no,
there we go.
There's Megan Rapinoe. Look at that. What does that say? In gay we trust. Wow, that's not blasphemous at all.
Yeah, sacrilegious. Nice.
I don't know what that says because I'm blind now.
Yeah, I can't see.
What's that say? Peg the patriarchy. What does that mean? Peg the
the patriarchy.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh.
All right.
I just got the
I'm not
answer.
Sure I know how.
Yeah, I just got the answer in my head, and I'm not sharing it. Next. Mm-hmm. Oh, look at there. There's old AOC with her tax the rich dress. She's hideous. A lot of room on that canvas to write on, I'll tell you that.
Yeah.
What else we got?
Equal rights for women?
Yeah.
Yeah, because they don't have that. No.
Do you think off camera it says in Afghanistan? Probably not. Huh?
No, probably not. Probably not. Then there's,
She must have changed.
Biden sniffed me.
That's a good Photoshop right there. Biden sniffed me on AOC's dress now.
That's great. Yeah.
Oh,
that's cute.
That is cute.
That's adorable.
Well, some people don't have maps, Pat, so they put them on their shirt.
Oh.
It's beautiful.
In the form of two men kissing?
Two men kissing on that map.
It's really great.
Yeah.
That's great.
Stuff. But yeah.
I also loved the Kamala Harris tweet yesterday. Well, it was actually on Sunday night, I guess, when she tweeted out, by vaccinating the unvaccinated, increasing our testing and masking, and protecting the vaccinated, we can end this pandemic. That's exactly what we're committed to doing. And so people were a little confused by that because, wait, the vaccinated are supposed to be protected by the vaccine. Mm-hmm. Thus, the vaccination. How do you protect the vaccinated? So bizarre.
Yeah.
Do you not even see the unbelievable irony in that? Really? Protect the vaccinated?
I'm so sick and tired of hearing everything can be justified because of health and safety reasons. I'm sorry. The U.S. Constitution, that created a government to protect my individual rights and liberties. It's not there to protect your health and your safety.
And it'd be nice if any of this made sense.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
You know, apart from that.
Right. No, you're right. It doesn't even do anything.
Yeah. Why are you pushing this damn vaccine if it doesn't protect the vaccinated? Wow. And people, of course. Jim Jordan tweeted out, if the vaccine protects, why do the vaccinated need protecting? Protecting the vaccinated? WTF is wrong with you? Are you trying to encourage people not to get vaccinated? The vaccine is extremely protective against hospitalization and death. tweeted out Ben Shapiro. Even Ben Shapiro tweeted that. Opposing mandates is not anti-vax. Telling people they need to get vaccinated and wear a mask to protect the already vaccinated is anti-vax. From Seth Dillon of the Babylon Bee. Why do you need to protect the vaccinated? Doesn't the vax do that? Mm-hmm. I mean, it's just such an illogical world. It's mind-numbing every day.
It really makes you wonder, huh?
Mind-numbing every day.
Mm-hmm.
And just leads me to tell you about Built Bars, which do make sense.
Mm-hmm.
The world doesn't make sense, but Built Bars make sense. Built Bars, if you like a good snack throughout the course of the day, you get hunger pangs during the day, but you don't want to pack on pounds by squelching it with a little snack. This is a great way to go. Built Bars will quench that hunger, and they will do it with all kinds of protein, 18 grams of protein, 180 calories or less, so you don't have to feel guilty, and only 4 or 5 grams of sugar and net carbs. So they're fantastic. They are delicious. They come in all kinds of different flavors.
I'm really getting into the rocky road. You know? Like I'm not into all that stuff, but boy, in the form of a Built Bar, it's awesome.
Really good?
Yeah, it sure is. I keep them right here, baby.
So if you can't decide on what flavor to get, just get a mixed box where you get 2 of each. Built Bars, they're fantastic. You are going to love these, and it's a great company. It's an awesome company that you can be proud to support. Go to Built.com, use the promo code PAT15 to save 15% off your first order. Use the promo code PAT15 for 15% off at Built.com.
Pat Gray Unleashed.
Rutgers has barred an unvaccinated student because they're protecting the vaccinated.
Right. Okay.
So they barred this person from taking classes at Rutgers because he hasn't been vaccinated, even though he's studying online at home. So
they're not letting him take the classes. How much protection? How far away does he have to be?
Can he send this down his connection, his online connection? Can he send the disease to them? Is that what it is?
Don't give him any ideas. That might be Fauci's next play.
Jeez.
Oh, my.
Logan Haller, 22, told NewJersey.com that he largely ignored the school's COVID mandate because all my classes were remote. It's about 70 miles from Rutgers.
Oh, so we've learned now that 70 miles is not a far enough away radius there.
I guess. Okay. But he was locked out of his Rutgers email and related accounts when he went to pay his tuition at the end of the month last month, and was told that he needed to be vaccinated even though he has no plans to attend in person. He's now been forced to miss classes that started September 1st, has been warned it could take weeks before a decision is reached on his application for an exemption to the vaccine mandate. He's studying at home.
But again, you may be onto something.
Yeah, maybe it comes down the line.
It might travel through the cable.
Right.
Yeah, like you got to get
That's kind of scary.
You know what he could do?
The Delta variant could do lots of different things.
Right. It's worse than we thought. But maybe if he puts a mask on his modem to protect others. Right?
Yeah, well, he needs to be vaxxed and masked. And then maybe.
Mask the modem.
Yeah, because we got to protect the vaccinated.
Should you vaccinate his modem too?
Probably.
How do you? I
don't ask me.
Know how to.
That's a Fauci question.
Okay.
Also, this is kind of interesting. More children have been shot this year in Chicago than have died from COVID in the entire U.S. Wow. 280 kids have been shot this year, and 214 have died from COVID-19. That's absolutely crazy. Wow. More children have been shot and killed by gun violence in Chicago this year. 35 have been shot and killed than have died of COVID in the entire state since the pandemic began. Jeez. Okay, gun violence has taken 35 kids in Chicago just this year, and 15 have died from the pandemic. Over the Labor Day weekend alone, 8 children in Chicago were injured by gunfire, including a 4-year-old boy who was killed in a shooting. Over a 12-hour period from Saturday night into Sunday morning, 6 kids were shot. Wow.
Sick.
4-year-old boy, Michael Moultrie, was shot over the weekend having his hair braided when someone opened fire through the window.
Oh, God.
Killing the boy. It's, of course, something they just don't care about on the left. Just don't care about it.
Nope.
Also, Pathead Heather sent us this movie trailer. I think this is the Fauci documentary, right?
Yeah, and I'm disappointed that it was out over the weekend and I forgot to go see it. I seriously, I was thinking, okay, look, you got the Nebraska football game, and then when that's over, I got my Saturday night with Dr. Fauci.
Right.
And I plumb darn forgot, Pat.
Oh, that's too bad.
But boy,
that's too darn bad.
It looks like it's going to be awesome.
Well, here's a look at it.
Oh, good.
By the way, the preview's been good for all audiences.
God help us.
When I think about my dad growing up, I certainly think about that seriousness and wanting to do the right thing. At the same time,
then what happened?
very
Why
few
didn't he?
people get to see. He's funny, weird, and really playful.
You can't take everything seriously because then you'll start thinking that you're something that you're not.
Oh my gosh.
I loved clinical
How
medicine.
ironic.
The idea of discovery and having an impact on people. That's what really
you've
captured
impacted people.
I grew up in a somewhat tough neighborhood in Brooklyn. The culture is that you didn't get intimidated by a lot of things. When someone attacks, I don't immediately fight back. It's nothing personal, it's strictly business. In 1981, HIV/AIDS was evolving rapidly and frighteningly. There was anger at the response.
We accused Tony of causing those deaths.
Finally, I put myself into their shoes. That's when I started to really reach out.
It was pretty much the first and only time I think anybody in government came to us.
That changed everything.
When you got sick, you were gone fast.
It was so frustrating when you're used to fixing things and you're just not really fixing anything.
Oh, because you dropped the ball in the 80s,
affecting
too.
you now. Yeah. Why?
Oh, no, he's crying, dude. He's crying.
Oh, wow.
Post-traumatic stress syndrome.
Oh, God, stop it. I can't.
When COVID hit, he became this target.
My dad said, we're going to get through this whole thing. And he's held back.
We're seeing upticks again, and nobody's hearing.
Oh, he's crying again. He's crying. He cries.
He's crying, huh?
I don't
He cries. He
understand
must
the
be really
hate
caring.
that people have.
These
Wow.
people are really, really getting bad. I mean, you know, they're harassing my daughters constantly, which bothers me more than anything else.
We heard about what he went through in the HIV/AIDS pandemic, like seeing signs, Fauci's a murderer. And I remember asking him, like, is this actually what it was like? His response was, you can't even compare the two. This is so beyond the beyond.
So beyond the beyond. Here are the facts, and here's my recommendation for a way forward.
He becomes the size of the challenge he faces each time.
If you're the public servant, you don't do it because you want to make money. You don't do it for the glory. You do it because you care.
When you're involved in a race to stop a horrible disease,
Right.
you always feel you're not doing things quickly enough.
And you sure never have you? You've never done things quickly enough.
That's
crazy.
Ask the gay community how quick he is to act.
Ooh-wee. Wow. So, again, Anthony Fauci for sainthood.
Yeah.
Right?
You want to go watch that with me this weekend?
Oh, man.
What about after the
I don't think
show?
I can wait till,
You
I
okay?
can't wait till the weekend.
Okay, so you and I have plans to go see it right after the show today?
Do we ever?
Cool.
Wow. Mm-hmm.
Okay. I mean, I'm not asking for a road to your house. I mean, there's a theater.
Right.
I'm sure it's a big hit. I wonder how much it made. It's going to take me a while to find that. Hold on a second. Fuck so.
I mean, I don't care how into Fauci you are. Are you going to the documentary about him? Seriously? Like $8. It made $8 over the weekend. If it made $9, I will be amazed.
It's going to take me a long time to figure this out. I'm not familiar with this website at all. Plus, I don't know how long I'm going to be able to scroll till I find it.
Wow, what a one-sided look. you could tell from the trailer, they're not going to allow anything to be said against this guy and let it stand. They'll talk about the horrible people, I'm sure, who are saying mean things about him right now. But then they'll counter it with how brave he's been, how brilliant he's been, the moves he's made to stop this horrible pandemic. Jeez.
Wait a minute.
Really something.
Let's see. So, theatrical performance, not applicable. Like, there's no numbers. What? There's no numbers. Didn't it? It just came out. Yeah, it came out over the weekend. And we have 0 numbers on it at all?
That's not possible.
That's what it says. And then when it says click on for further financial details.
All right, I've got the weekend box office.
Okay.
Shang-Chi was number 1.
Yeah.
Obviously, good. 34 million. Did you see it?
Yeah. My kids are Marvel nuts.
Okay.
So we go
you liked
opening
it?
day for. Yeah, I mean, it was good. They loved it, but
144 million since it came out. That's really good pandemic time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and it's only in
during
theaters,
this era.
Right?
Yeah. Yep. Free Guy was number 2, and it's all up to 101 million now, so that's really good as well. Then Malignant, Candyman, Jungle Cruise, 109 million. Wow. Paw Patrol, Don't Breathe 2.
Paw Patrol. Oh yeah, I got to go see that one.
The Card Counter, Show Me the Father.
Okay.
Respect. Come on, Fauci's documentary has got to be, what's it called again?
Fauci. Fauci.
It's just called Fauci.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Okay, it's not in the top 10, which is so surprising.
Right.
After We Fell, number 11. Then The Suicide Squad, which didn't do very well, but The Alpinist, Black Widow, Old. That looks interesting. I want to see Old.
Old? What's that about?
They go to a beach. A family goes to a beach and age really quickly on this beach for some reason.
What?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah. It's M. Night Shyamalan. So
I got to see that then.
Some twist in it,
I like
guess.
his stuff.
The Night House, The Protege, Space Jam, A New Legacy, The Green Knight, The Lost, Leonardo. Good golly. Okay, I'm down to 20 now.
Uh-huh.
Let's see. No Fauci yet. I'm all the way to 32.
Keep in mind, your estimate was $8. So far, you have overbid.
So if we're playing the prices right, I've already lost.
Right, so find out what the last place movie is.
Okay, it is not.
It's not
in the
right?
top 47.
See, how much did the top the 47th one bring in?
$126.
See, I'm telling you, you're going to be right.
I overbid. I love it. I absolutely love it.
I feel bad for whoever produced that 47th movie. It's like, we made $127 this
but
weekend.
At least we beat Fauci.
Thank you.
At least we beat Fauci. Jeez, that is something else. It's amazing, too, the difference in the box office since the pandemic started. You would never see a film that made $126 be in the top 50 before.
Right.
But there it is now. So
I can't even find a news article on it that might slip in the number,
Wow.
There's been, and that's shocking. There's been no coverage on this whatsoever.
Yeah. Well, because it's not doing well. That's why there's no coverage.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah.
Had it made $10 million over the weekend, then they'd cover it for you.
Mm-hmm.
888-900-3393. Also at Pat Unleashed on Twitter. We've got some more wisdom from Bill Maher to share with you.
Yeah.
His latest message to liberals, it's pretty good.
Yeah. I like his point that he's going to make. It's like, let's leave the kids alone on race. You know what? Can we just apply that thought to everything? Leave the kids alone on this vaccine.
Leave them alone on sex.
On the mask.
And different types of sex that they can engage in. Why don't you let them be kids? And why don't you let their parents deal with all of the rest? Okay? You teach them the 3 R's. Reading, writing, and arithmetic. That doesn't start with an R.
It almost makes it seem like, so obviously spelling's not one of the of the highlights of the school day.
Right. All right, 888-900-3393. More Pat Gray Unleashed coming up.
Think they'll ever build a road between Keith's house and Pat's house?
No! Please, no! No! No!
It's Pat Gray Unleashed on The Blaze.
Got some tweets here. Jimmy Dimples on Dr. Jill Biden. I wonder how many people add an itch after Dr. B. Probably nobody, because that wouldn't be nice.
That would be disrespectful.
Yeah.
Amen?
Right.
Okay.
Right. Have a nice day, tweets. My dad said to me, don't trust the government.
Yes, that's exactly how I'm raising my children.
Mm-hmm.
You get it.
From Schwag, it's weird how often Biden will let us know that he's not joking. It's as if he wants to make sure we take him seriously. It's not working.
Yeah, that's his tell, man, when he's lying.
I'm not joking. I'm not joking.
Then you know what he says right after that is a lie.
I'm not joking. It's no joke.
Exactly.
No joke.
So it's a lie.
The introspective introvert, come on, Pat. Science must clearly indicate that the virus only spreads when cameras are on. It's along the lines of only being exposed to the virus in restaurants when you're standing up. Oh, that's a good point.
It's an evil, smart virus.
It sure is.
It goes to schools, apparently, too.
It does now,
But yet it doesn't
It didn't
infect-
used to go to schools, but now it does.
Uh-huh.
Because it wants to learn even more than it knows now. There's the sitting, walking example.
It wants to learn reading,
There's the
writing.
science on that, on why you have to wear the mask as you walk from the door to your restaurant table.
Mm-hmm.
Then when you sit down, immediately you take the mask off because it
wants
goes
you to
right over your head.
Sit your butt down and I'll leave you alone.
Now, if you're like a 7-foot person with a really long upper torso, could you actually get infected while sitting? I don't know.
CDC, I want to see the numbers
possible.
on people over 7 feet.
Yeah,
What is
let's see the numbers. Let's see the science on that, because I'm scared for those people. Bill Maher, we were telling you about, has gone off on lefties again. He's been doing this a lot lately. Who knew that Bill Maher would make some sense? But here he is talking about why he's been going off on the left.
To me, when people say to me sometimes, like, boy, you know, you go after the left a lot these days. Why? I'm like, because you're embarrassing me. That's why I'm going after the left in a way you never did before. Because you're inverting things that I'm not going to give up on being liberal. This is what these teachers are talking about, that you're taking children and making them hyper aware of race in a way they wouldn't otherwise be. I mean,
Yes.
I saw last night on the football game, Alicia Keys sang "Lift Every Voice and Sing," which now I hear is called the Black National Anthem. Now, maybe we should get rid of our national anthem, but I think we should have one national anthem. I think when you go down a road where you're having two different national anthems, colleges sometimes now have, many of them have different graduation ceremonies for black and white, separate dorms. This is what I mean, segregation.
Yes.
You've inverted the idea. We're going back to that under a different name.
Yeah. And it's lemming audience as always. They're like, wait, is that okay? I guess okay. Yeah.
Will you clap with me?
Is segregation that bad? Yeah. Bill said it is, so it must be.
Okay, I'll clap if you. Everybody on this row, we're clapping, right?
I mean, his point about separating us into different national anthems. How asinine is that? That's a great point. Why in the world would you do it? And yet we're doing it.
Because they want to separate.
We're doing it.
Divide and conquer in all levels.
Yeah, and you know, they're doing classes now for blacks only and getting the whites out of the class and putting them in classes by themselves with other white people. And then the black and brown kids go into a different room. What are you teaching them?
Yeah, and at the same time, you have corporations. Coca-Cola, of course, jumps out. You know, are you too white? Okay, so maybe we shouldn't segregate then. If you want us to be less white, or no, that's what it said. Yeah, it said be less white. Remember that? That was a slideshow. Be less white.
Yeah.
Okay, well then stop segregating us, right? It's madness, man.
It is.
All
it really is. Somebody sent us this image, this classroom race chart for kids.
This is to Bill Maher's point perfectly. Look at that. In their classroom, they have a skin color chart.
My gosh.
Darkest to lightest, and you put your picture underneath the skin tone that you think
corresponds with your skin.
What are we doing?
What kind of craziness is that?
Just let kids be kids. Don't let black kids be black kids. Don't let white kids be white kids. Just let kids be kids.
We seriously didn't have this problem up until, I'd say, George W. Bush. And toward the end of his, it started with Barack Obama.
Yeah.
This backslide toward a real race problem in this country began with him, but it's been made much worse lately.
I wonder if Kanye regrets saying George Bush doesn't care about black people.
I bet he does now. He's a different cat now.
Yeah. He'd been a heck of a better president than Joe Biden, that's for sure.
Oh, jeez.
Boy.
I guess is he getting back together with Kim? I understand that they're sort of seeing each other. They did a wedding or something again.
Oh no, you're gonna make me look this up. I don't know. Let's see here. I don't know. Did Kanye West attend the 2020 Met Gala last night with Kim Kardashian? The truth about her masked date. Oh no, she showed up with someone in a mask. That was actually unusual based on the photos we saw. They think he was there.
Okay.
Whatever.
Yeah. Wow.
So I mean, if he's going to make a White House run, he's got to have a first lady, right?
You're right. But, you talk about all of this stuff with the race and leaving our kids alone on that, and the COVID-19 thing, and leave them alone on that, and the whole masking situation. Then you've got the sexual deviancy, the sex you're trying to teach them in school. In one of these, in one of these classes, the kids are asked if they still identify as boys.
Oh yeah. Megyn Kelly has been talking about this lately. So they got this transgender curriculum out of the New York City public schools where her kids had attended. I think they just got them out actually because it was just getting so ridiculous, and they were still asking them every week. So you're still a boy, right? Okay, just checking. Like every week they would ask the boys in the class.
So what does that do to the boys in the class or girls if you're asking them if they're still girls? Then you'd start to think, well, am I supposed to change? Am I not supposed to be a boy? I mean, wouldn't that be a natural question to arise in your head when they keep asking you? What a weird, twisted nightmare
these kids
of a society we have right now
are inundated from all angles.
Yeah, they don't have a chance.
You used to just have to worry about where the school bully was during the day,
Yeah.
Like, I don't want to pass him in the hall.
Right.
And now it's like, oh crap, am I going to be asked if I still like chicks? Dear God. I mean, what? This is madness.
And here's how insane it really is. In Texas, this is just outside Austin, Texas. They had another little meeting of what was going on in their school system. And apparently one of the books that they're being asked to read to kids, young kids, had some pretty graphic language in it. And so a mother took it upon herself to read it in one of those school board settings.
The audio is a little tough to hear, but basically I think
difficult
it's
to hear.
2 fourth grade boys having an encounter of
That's
sorts.
what this book is about.
I'm going to explain to you the book that he received. But Mr. McKay, I pray you are a man of your word. Last week I asked my children if I could check the books that they picked up from the school. My son picked up this brand new book from the shelves in class Lawn Boy. He was under the impression it was about a kid that ends up at the beginning mowing the grass at Disneyland. I'd like to share a few quotes with you. This first one, just turn around.
Quotes from the book.
On page 19, not that it really matters in 4th grade, at a church youth group meeting out in the bushes, I touched Doug Goebel's and he touched mine. In fact, there was even some mouths involved. Next one, page 91. What if I told you I touched another guy's? What if I told you I sucked it? I was 10 years old, but it's true. I put Doug Goebel's in my mouth.
We're talking about
I was
10-year-olds.
in 4th grade. It was no big deal. He sucked mine too.
My
You know
gosh.
what? It wasn't terrible. Page 174. I don't know if I made sign for this one. Yeah, I did. He talked about old times at the church, but never mentioned our penises or the fact that he never said 10 words to me after our little foray in the bushes. Not a single reference to holding or tugging or sucking. All I could think about while he was chatting me up was his little salamander between my fourth and
Okay, you get the idea.
Yeah, we're good.
You get the idea. It's graphic and it's disturbing. Why would you subject kids to this? Even if you're okay with them becoming, practicing in homosexuality. You don't want them doing it at 10 years old, right? I mean, they should be sex-free of any kind at 10 years old, at 12, at 14, at 16. It's madness. How have we gotten to this point where it's okay to present that kind of reading material to 10-year-olds? How is it possible? Wow.
You've got to talk to your kids every day. Hey, what'd you learn today?
Yeah.
Ask questions. Hey, I want to look at your book.
And the reason it's important to play these kinds of things with these school board meetings is because this is what parents who pay attention find out in their school system. I mean, you have to know if it's going on. You really do. And if it is going on and they won't change it to your satisfaction, then what's your alternative other than homeschooling? It's really time. It's really time to consider it. All right. Let me tell you about iTarget Pro. The only thing I love more than my firearms is practicing with them so that, if the time ever comes, then I can protect my family the way I need to. But with the cost of ammo through the roof, you need a cost-effective, safe, and simple way to practice. iTarget was invented to give law-abiding gun owners a better way to train in the safety and privacy of their own home. So you don't have to go to the gun range and pay the gun fees. You don't have to buy a whole bunch of ammo because even if you can find it, it's going to be really expensive. This is going to save you a ton of money. No more inconvenient trips. No more super expensive ammo. Dry fire training. iTarget Pro has a laser bullet that you put into the gun instead of the actual bullet. And then it shows you where on the target your shots land. So it's safe, it's easy, it's fun, it's really cool technology. And dry fire training helps develop muscle memory and sharpen target reaction speed, all kinds of things. iTarget Pro comes in all the major calibers, including .223 for your AR. Go to itargetpro.com. You can save 10% right now, plus get free shipping when you use the offer code PAT. This will pay for itself in like one day with the cost of things the way they are right now. The letter I, then targetpro.com, itargetpro.com, offer code PAT.
It's Pat Gray Unleashed on the Blaze.
There is some good news, though. There are some good things going on in the world. It's not all bad. It's just mostly bad. But Pathead Texas Spy Girl sent us this class was taught to sing the Bill of Rights. That's kind of cool.
That is cool.
And so she writes, thought all of you people would like to check this out.
Yeah, some good news.
Yeah, here it is. Kids singing the Bill of Rights.
Yeah, 12 Days of Christmas.
The amendment to the Constitution says, power to the states, people have their rights, punishment must be fair. I can have a jury, I can have a lawyer. I plead the fifth, will you warrant, please? I don't have to fear if I got free, and freedom of religion, speech and press, and assembly.
I like that.
That's pretty good.
That is really good.
It's pretty good. If it's their only connection to the Constitution, that is awesome.
Yeah, maybe they'll be sitting in traffic someday, and as an adult, 30 years down the line.
And that'll pop into their heads.
Like, oh, that's right. I do have freedom.
That's right. Remember when we had rights?
Technically.
Remember when the Constitution meant something? It was actually in force.
Huh.
Right before they burned it to the ground. Remember that? Yeah, good times.
Yeah.
Good times.
Boy, good stuff. Oh, by the way, Al Franken is, I forgot to tell you this before the show. I just saw my note here. Al Franken, you talk about good times and bringing them back. He's leaving the door open to the possibility of running for Senate again.
Oh, thank goodness. Good, because we've all been waiting for his comeback, haven't we?
Yeah. So.
Yeah. Minnesota really needs, and America needs Al Franken back in the Senate. He'll probably win.
I know.
Probably stinking win.
Yep.
Because now the thing is, we overreacted with Al. Al should have been left alone.
Yeah, a Democrat that slipped through the cracks.
Yeah. Leave Al alone. How can he be the only lefty that we ever drummed out of office over this stuff?
Wasn't there was another Democrat congresswoman who was part of a throuple?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so you have two examples out of countless. It's amazing some of the things that Ted
because
Kennedy got away with.
multiple partners still verboten for some reason.
Yeah,
you can't legislate love, but you can legislate the number of people you love.
Huh.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
I guess
still
so.
important. I don't know why, but it is. Like polygamy, man. Oh, that's still really horrific. I mean, every other sexual practice you could possibly think of, and many you can't think of, are all perfectly fine and natural. But if you want to love two people at once, no.
Peg the patriarchy, though. So we've got that. We got Al Franken. Yeah, he says that he has some regrets over stepping down over a meaningless joke.
Yeah, what a surprise.
And because what was it? It was a photograph, right? Like some chick was sleeping and he put his,
Yeah.
Now I remember. It took me a moment there to remember what he did.
Meaningless joke, that's all. That's all it was. She didn't think it was meaningless.
Assault. Al?
Yeah, she didn't see the humor in it.
Remember, the victim, all women must be believed unless it's an accusation against a Democrat.
Yes.
I mean, Joe Biden. I mean, he's lucky he snuck through, right?
Bill Clinton.
Think
Let's
of
go
what-
back to the
Yeah.
situation with him. Jeez.
I mean, this goes back to Ted Kennedy, right?
Oh, yeah.
I mean, gee.
Wow.
The stuff, boy.
How things have changed.
What a world.
888-900-3393. Somebody compiled a really compelling bunch of photographs that show you just how far we've come in the last little while. Just the last couple of years, really. Maybe even the last year. And it's it's kind of an amazing photo gallery. So take a look at, as we scroll through some of these photographs, the world that we live in now. And it starts out with the Pirates of the Caribbean thing. You best start believing in cyberpunk dystopias. You're in one.
Okay.
Then we've got COVID-19 testing site near Walmart, number 908. And it's a big Pepsi sign. Okay, so Pepsi's advertising for COVID testing sites. Then just to look at, let's see, what does it say on the billboards?
I don't know.
You can't see it either? Yeah.
Unlawful gatherings are not permitted.
Oh, unlawful gatherings not permitted. Okay. Yeah, sure. All right. So you can't get together with peeps anymore.
Freedom of assembly.
And we got
car show with nobody there.
Why do you have a car show if no one can come to it?
Nah, it's virtual, man.
Yeah.
There's nothing like virtually sitting inside a vehicle.
Isn't that fun? Yeah, that'd be great. All right. Then we've got, the signs of the rioting.
Oh, Antifa. They're so cute.
And Antifa in their riot gear, ready for action. Then there's experts expressing profound concern over a recent statement by the U.S. Attorney General describing Antifa and other anti-fascist activists, like they're anti-fascist.
This is the UN saying this.
As domestic terrorists, saying it undermines the right to freedom of expression and of peaceful assembly to the country.
Wait, but you can't gather to
from the
protest
UN.
masks and stuff.
No, but you can get together if you're anti-fascist.
I see.
Like Antifa is.
So, what if Antifa just protests masks? Then we could get around that.
Then they'll be verboten.
Okay.
Okay, and then you've got...
wear a face covering on public transit.
Okay. I love this one.
No,
this one.
no.
I've never seen this before.
Oh, sweet Lord, no.
You ever seen this photo
No.
before? Okay, there's a baptism.
No.
Apparently a Catholic baptism where the baby is being held up by the mom, who's about 6 or 7 feet from the priest. He has filled a water gun, a squirt gun.
Yeah.
Oh, so he's filled a squirt gun with water, and he's shooting it at the baby across the.
What is happening?
The social distance.
No.
So without touching anybody, I guess he's baptizing the baby.
Okay, get that off of there.
Is that amazing? Okay, then you got this. That's wonderful.
Okay.
Staying apart keeps us together. Big billboard. It doesn't make any freaking sense at all. We got
Mask
this.
required on board. What's it say?
I don't know.
Must be worn between bites and
Oh, right.
sips.
Yeah, it's showing that you can't even eat with your mask down. You've got to have it on at all times.
Okay.
All right. And then you've got this guy wearing a gas mask, shooting an arrow.
Sure.
He's got a bow and arrow. He's doing a little
gas
archery,
mask.
but he's got a gas mask on.
This is a bad movie. This is a B-rate movie set.
Then you got scenes of rioting and burning, and there's what's his face? Is that Grover?
Elmo, man.
Elmo, that's who it is. Big mask.
That's the
on
creepiest
himself.
thing of all this is a giant-sized Elmo head.
Elmo obviously
Run
set
through
things on fire there. One of the signs of the times. And you got more rioting and people breaking into an Apple store, police car being graffitied. Jeez, just unbelievable. Fires going on everywhere.
Oh,
More
look
of
at
the
that!
same.
I love that. Remember those little tents that you can portable tents you can walk around in.
Oh yeah,
that's fun.
That's great.
Okay.
Do your part. Stay apart.
What
sign?
Wait, 3 ducks? You gotta have 3 ducks between you. I mean, we are in hell. Let's admit it.
That's kind of what this photo gallery is all about.
I've never seen any of these. I'm not familiar with this at all.
Oh, and then you've got the National Guard standing by in huge numbers at the Capitol building, wearing masks. And then you've got Justin Trudeau with a couple of drag queens on either side of him.
And he is.
This is a premier of Canada. Standing there with, jeez. And then this is lovely. Another scene of all the just destruction that's going on everywhere in this country. Graffiti, destruction. Oh, and then
We
this
will tread.
iron fist squishing the snake, though don't tread on me, snake. We will tread. Yeah, okay, great, thank you. More scenes of violence, rioting, fires in America. Beautiful. Oh, and then the July 4th park rules. You can't, seriously.
Hold on, what are we celebrating on July 4th?
Independence.
Okay.
Freedom. And then you've got the 7 rules where basically you can't do anything in the park. You can't do anything. You can't say anything. You can't bring anything. So have a happy 4th of July. And then this area with the desks where each area is marked out and you can't leave that area.
Oh, go away.
Jeez. Would you like to work at that office? And then Andrew Cuomo's smiling face on a billboard. Curfew starts at 8 p.m. It was 7:55 at that time, 70 degrees in New York. I mean, that is dystopian if I've ever seen it.
No, what
And you've got some kind of gathering. I don't know if it's the 4th of July, but everybody's fenced in. Their own little enclosure.
So the virus cooperates.
Yeah.
If it sees a metal fencing.
Right, yes.
It's like, I can't get out.
I mean, these people are all outdoors. You could mingle without those stupid fences.
Oh,
then the police that have built this barricade.
That was the Chaz
around
section of Portland, I believe.
I believe it was, yeah. Jeez, look at that. Then we've got turn customers into fanatics, products into obsessions, employees into ambassadors, and brands into religions. They're certainly trying to do that. Wow, just the destruction, the fires on churches, and the fires in cities all across America. Unbelievable.
What a time, huh? What a time.
And we've got this guy being, they're putting a mask on him because he wasn't wearing a mask. So the police have accosted this poor guy.
That looks like Australia.
Probably. Yeah, is that crazy? That
crazy,
is
not the word I would use if
amazing.
I weren't on the air right now.
Jeez. And by the way, speaking of those riots, and we saw a lot of the pictures of the riots from last summer. Got some statistics from January 6th, comparing January 6th to the riots of last year. Now, which was worse? We all know January 6th, right, was way worse than the rioting last year.
Absolutely. I'm glad you said it.
For instance, let's go through some of the casualties. Should we?
From January 6th.
January 6th.
Okay.
Police officers assaulted and injured. They claim 140 were injured. 140. Whereas only 2,037 were injured during the rioting. 140 on January 6th. 2,037 during the riots. Non-officers who died. So we got Ashley Babbitt, okay, who was not an officer, but she was one of the mob, one of the crowd, and 3 others who died of natural causes. Whereas during the riots, 6 to 20 plus people were killed during the rioting. Arrests, 570, January 6th. Just 16,241 during the rioting. Let's see, federal charges. Actually, more federal charges during January 6th. 175 compared to 44 because they didn't charge anybody really during the rioting. That was fine. The rioting was fine. Weapons charges, 60 on January 6th, 79 during the rioting. Estimated damage, $1.5 million at the Capitol building on January 6th. For the rioting, $2 billion. $2 billion. So one of those is more. $1.5 million sounds like a lot. Is $2 billion a lot? Huh.
I have to defer to you on all issues of math.
Yeah, it is. It's a math thing. We're all confused.
I'm just sitting here playing along, acting like I follow along, because numbers are involved.
I mean, this goes on and on and on. So the government classification of what happened on January 6th, domestic terrorism. For the rioting, those were just riots. There was no terror going on. Organizations implicated, Oath Keepers, Proud Boys, and 3%ers in the January 6th riot. BLM, Antifa, anti-BLM, anti-Antifa groups for the rioting. The duration, 5 hours from initial violence to restored order, 5 hours.
Okay.
For the rioting, months. It went on for months, month after month after month.
Boy, they really disbanded BLM and Antifa, didn't they, after that?
No,
look at what
didn't.
you guys organize in these cities. No more of you.
The scope, January 6th, single event, single location. The rioting, 8,700 events, 574 involving violent acts, 140 plus cities. Invasions of public space, yes. Check mark for January 6th, also a check mark for the rioting. Defacement of property, yes on January 6th, yes on rioting. Shootings by participants, yes on rioting, no on January 6th. Arson, no January 6th, yes during the riots. Looting, no on January 6th, yes during the rioting.
Well, I mean, the podium, Via Getty was walking around with that podium.
Oh, he did loot the podium. That's right.
We just want to...
That podium was the key to our democracy, too. It was the key to our democracy, and he was carrying it under his arm. Impeding traffic? No. On January 6th? Yes, of course. Many times during the rioting. Vehicular crimes? No. On January 6th? Yes, of course, during the rioting. Dangerous weapons encountered. There were flagpoles, fire extinguishers, baseball bats, tasers, crowbars, tomahawk axes, knives. There were some serious things going on that people could have used and in some cases, I guess, did use during January 6th. For the rioting during the months of violence, firearms, incendiary devices, including Molotov cocktails, vehicles, rocks, bricks, bottles, fireworks, including those improvised to explode, poles and bats, metal and wooden, hammers, wood, cinder blocks, to name just a few. Violent protester tactics, bludgeoning with poles and bats, pushing and trampling, crushing in doorways, spraying of chemical irritants. In the riots, shooting at officers, throwing Molotov cocktails at officers, standing at skirmish lines or behind officers to trap them between fire and protesters, throwing dangerous objects at officers from elevated positions using peaceful protesters as human shields, targeting officers' eyes with lasers. Remember that? Doxing police officers, aggressive tactics to free arrestees from police custody, use of weapons caches and snack vans to conceal weapons, and on and on and on.
And after they committed these atrocities against police, then the now Vice President of the United States helped raise money online to get them bailed out of jail.
Yeah, not so much with January 6th, though.
No?
No.
Yeah. By the way, Rob was just telling me in my ear, he's got, if you want to walk down memory lane, it's less than a minute. I guess he's got a montage of the summer riots from 2020.
Okay.
I have no idea what this is.
Let's walk down that
I want to be
memory
clear in how I characterize this. This is mostly a protest. It is not, generally speaking, unruly.
That ain't a riot.
with the fire burning in the background.
Any reasonable person would say we shouldn't be destroying other people's property, but these are not reasonable times.
And please, show me where it says that protests are supposed to be polite and peaceful.
The beautiful thing is we're seeing citizens who are caring and concerned. They're hitting the
Pause
street.
it for a second. Remember when Cuomo said that very same thing on January 6th? No, you don't. You don't remember that? Yeah, neither do I.
And every time I hear that Cuomo clip, that Chris Cuomo clip, I think of the guy, he's eating food, you know? He's chewing on his food, and he's like, it says it right there. And he's got the First Amendment, peaceably assemble.
Yeah. All right, let's see the rest of this.
Heartwarming to see so many people turn out peacefully.
You know, Brooke, I think this is a march, really.
But as they're coming off, it's peaceful. They're saying peaceful protest.
Across the country, it's bringing people together, community with unity.
Yeah. People are risking COVID to explain to this country that we're fed up.
That's something else. That is something else. If you find yourself turning on the news and feeling hopeless, you know, the open borders, the spending on crazy, the rioting that we had last year, the prospect of more mandates, lockdowns, inflation, list goes on and on and on. There is something you can do. You can buy from companies that believe that what you and I believe. We need to stick together now more than ever, and there has been one company willing to stand with you since 2012. That's Patriot Mobile. They're America's only Christian conservative wireless provider. They offer really broad nationwide coverage. In fact, they use the same towers as all the major carriers, so you get the same coverage. Patriot Mobile has plans to fit any budget, and their 100% U.S.-based customer support team provides exceptional customer support. More importantly, Patriot Mobile shares your values, and they support organizations fighting for religious freedom, constitutional rights, sanctity of life, and veteran and first responder heroes. Go to patriotmobile.com today, patriotmobile.com/Pat, or you can call 972-PATRIOT. Get free activation when you use the offer code PAT. They always have special discounts for veterans and first responders and for multi-line accounts. Support a company that loves America, loves you, and shares your values. PatriotMobile.com/Pat. That's PatriotMobile.com/Pat. And?
No, that's it.
Huh.
That's it, dude.
Okay, whatever.
This is where you do your thing.
All right. 888-900-3393. Big day in California today. This is the recall day. And it looks like Newsom somehow turned this thing around. I mean, he was losing this pretty badly. Now he's up by like 8 points or something in no against yes on the recall. Unbelievable. California bill that would require large retailers to have a gender-neutral display area for toys and child care products. This is the kind of thing that's going on.
Oh, this is
in California.
Newsom's California?
Newsom. Yeah. The state of California could eventually start requiring large retail department stores to have a gender-neutral display section that contains some of the toys and child care items available for purchase. The bill would force retailers with a certain number of employees to have a gender-neutral area to display a reasonable selection of products, such as, you know, regardless of whether they have been traditionally marketed for either girls or for boys.
Force.
The legislation passed the California Senate this last week, kicking it back to the state assembly for a procedural vote prior to when it can then go to Governor Newsom. Starting in 2024, non-compliant stores face a $250 civil penalty for a first infraction and $500 for a subsequent violation. If you don't have gender-neutral toy areas,
get out my face
in your stores. Oh my God. By the way, Newsom was babbling yesterday about Trump. This is crazy.
Trumpism is still on the ballot in California.
No,
and
it's
that's
not.
why it's so important, not just for all of us here, 40 million Americans strong in the nation's largest and most populous state, but also to send a statement all across the United States of America that Trumpism has no place here and Trumpism will be defeated all across the United States of America.
So weird. When you're running against a person who's not there, never has been there, okay? You were never running against Trump. In fact, wasn't he getting along pretty well with Trump? Didn't he? He praised Trump at one point during the pandemic. Remember that?
Yeah. But, that's that same period early in the pandemic is just like right after 9/11.
Yeah.
Where they're just like, all right, everybody wants us to get along. We're in this together.
But he admitted Trump was doing really good things for California. Yeah. I'm sure he regrets that now. But Trumpism is on the ballot? No, it isn't. Whether or not you've done a crappy job, that's what's on the ballot. And the answer is yes, you have done a crappy job. And you need to be removed, but I'm sure they won't do it. It's really, it's unfortunate because this really did have momentum. It had picked up steam, but now I think one of the reasons it's losing is because he acts as though Trump is on the ballot. Like this is from Trump.
Maybe they've already, they've been polling voting machines in California too.
That's possible.
So they factored in those numbers.
That's possible. San Francisco Mayor London Breed announced that city will celebrate Transgender History Month.
All right.
In August.
They get their own month now?
Yeah. I guess we got to wait till next year for the first one, though.
Oh, that's unacceptable. It should have been today.
It should have.
Right now.
To reflect and celebrate the progress the city has made. The city will invest in projects geared toward the gay and transgender community, including a guaranteed income project. Wait, what? Wait, you're going to do guaranteed income for gay and transgender people?
What? Oh, where's the box that I checked for that handout?
Yeah, the city will invest in projects geared toward the gay and transgender community, including a guaranteed income project.
Again, where's that? This is like a Jeffy life hack.
That's
it's just
amazing.
Like, look, and when the paperwork comes, you just check that you're trans, and they send you a check. I mean, seriously, how many people are going to do that? I mean, this is
madness.
It is madness, and this right here, this proves that trans now get preference over gays. Because gays, don't they get June? Isn't June Gay Pride Month? 30 days.
Yes,
How many days?
Oh my
half
gosh, that's
August.
right. Oh my gosh. 31. So transgender, so gays have all of June, and now in San Francisco, transgender have August.
Okay, so if you're just doing it by calendar days, right?
My gosh.
Then you got the trans get 31 days. Okay.
Okay.
Gays get 30 days. Okay. And blacks, February.
Oh yeah. Wow.
They get a whopping 28 or maybe 29 every 4 years. So here's your calendar hierarchy as far as special months set aside for you. Sorry.
Now the White People Month, Caucasian Month is when? When is Caucasian Month?
Every day is Caucasian Day, Pat.
Yes. Like on Mother's Day and Father's Day when your kid says, when's Kids Day? Every day is Kids Day. Shut up, little brat.
Yeah.
Wish you'd never been born.
Wait, whoa. Hold on.
That part you might keep in your inside voice.
That escalated quickly.
It did.
Wait a minute. Inside voice? Why are you even thinking that, bro? What's going on? Yeah, I hope your kids don't listen to this.
I don't know. A little latent.
Well, there's that one kid of
irritation.
yours, right? That You're like, oh my gosh,
Right.
that one.
All right. More coming up. Welcome. 888-900-3393. Also at Pat Unleashed on Twitter. This is, I'm not sure how I feel about this. Disney is going to release all their remaining movies now, exclusively in theaters all of a sudden. I thought I was just getting used to them, putting them out at home and in the theater at the same time. You could watch them either way.
This has got to be Fallout. There's something connected to the Black Widow,
Maybe.
Scarlett Johansson
maybe.
ordeal.
They might also be seeing the box office picking up.
Oh.
And they might be saying, let's take advantage of that. That wouldn't surprise me either. So if you were thinking that it was going to wind up at home right away on any of the new Disney releases, apparently that's not going to happen. And it looks like Eternals is coming out from Disney and Marvel Studios on November 5th. So they've got another new movie coming out. Man, they are prolific. Well, they really pump out the movies, don't they?
What's the guy? Hawkeye, right? The archery guy?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's got a Disney Plus show starting up November 24th, I believe.
Oh.
Trailer for that looks really good.
I didn't know that.
Another Disney Plus show.
Okay.
You'll watch it, won't you?
Probably.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, if it's there, I'm going to watch it.
Because you're always talking about, and rightfully so to a large degree, there's not much going on with Disney Plus,
Right.
And so
Right.
I think the difference between you and I is my household gets a lot out of it because I have Disney freaks, my
right.
kids.
You still got kids young enough that they watch a lot of Disney.
Yeah, and we're going through the Simpsons catalog. But as far as new stuff,
yeah,
there's really not. I mean, there's the Marvel shows. Oh, you might like that Benedict Society or whatever it's called. These kids are in a school, and I'll tell you about it later. I'm not going to waste the whole show talking about a show that you might like.
Kids are at a school.
Yeah,
that sounds riveting so far.
They're trying
the kids are in a school.
Well, I don't know how to explain it. It's hard to. It's one of those shows. They're trying to break up a guy who's trying to take over the world. And,
Okay.
And so it's got some charm to it. I think you'd like it. Yeah.
Huh,
Have you been watching Arrested Development? Did you ever watch that?
I've never watched that.
We didn't get you into it? I thought
No.
Jeffy and I convinced you to check it out.
Haven't yet.
Okay.
Maybe I will, though.
Well, there's a guy in that who's in that, but now it doesn't matter because you haven't seen
No,
that.
I haven't seen that. So.
Good talk.
So now you're rethinking it? Yeah.
talk.
It was a good talk.
Yeah,
Thank you.
yeah, you'll like it. I think you would actually like it. Give it an episode.
Antony Blinken testified before Congress yesterday. He wasn't there, though, but he I guess he was virtually there.
Yeah, I mean, look, he's got to travel across the country, right? Isn't that how far away he was?
No.
No?
He was in D.C.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
It's an awkward way to start a conversation.
Here's what happened.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Mr. Blinken, assuming it's not classified, can you tell us where you are today?
Yes, I'm at the State Department.
No, couldn't be bothered to come down here and see Congress. All right, that's great. Hey,
Sir, excuse me, sir. My understanding is that the House is not in session, and that's why the session is.
I'm right here, Secretary. So's the chairman. So's the ranking member. We're here. Mr. Chairman, reclaiming my time.
Okay. 21 blocks separated those two gentlemen. 21 city blocks.
Oh, there's no way he could have made it there then. 21 blocks?
Yeah.
How would you get there? There's just no way, right?
You could.
Are there flights from the State Department to Congress? Are there flights that you could take? I don't think so.
This is on Monday. I don't think. I think Monday they don't even fly out of the State Department.
I don't think they do.
Oh my. Okay. Well, then that's probably your answer.
He also talked about the Afghanistan withdrawal.
Did we have a list of which Afghans we were going to evacuate? Did we have a plan to get Americans from all over Afghanistan to Kabul and out in an orderly way? How meticulous was the planning for the Trump administration declared May 1st withdrawal?
Thank you, Congressman. We inherited a deadline. We did not inherit a plan.
So
that's it. I mean, that's all you need. That's right there.
Oh my gosh.
They're going to continue to go after Trump.
That is unreal.
But my thinking is by Blinken saying we inherited a deadline, we didn't inherit a plan, they just admitted that they had to come up with a plan, and obviously it really, really sucked.
Yeah. That's
what
right.
I take out of that.
Yes. I also take from that, okay, you didn't follow in fact, you canceled everything Trump ever did. As if, they're making it as if you would have followed the Trump plan had he left you one. You wouldn't have. And by the way, he did leave a plan. There was a plan. There was a withdrawal date, which they also did not follow, you notice. So what are you talking about? We inherited a date. We didn't inherit a plan. You didn't go by anything he did. You didn't care what Trump said or did or decreed or executive ordered. You didn't care about any of it because you changed everything the second you got into office.
I mean, that's been the motto of this presidency.
It sure
and everything.
has.
We're
Destroy
changing
everything Trump did.
Everything Trump did. And so for you to try to say we're now going to believe that no, you were totally doing this.
Yeah.
Under Trump's guidance.
That's the one plan we were going to follow, but it wasn't here. So we couldn't do anything about it. Damn it.
And then
I wanted to follow the Trump plan. And it wasn't there.
And so then they changed the date to September 11th. They said, okay, they extended it out 4.5 months. Biden did.
Yeah.
And then they still came up with a horrific plan.
It still went belly up.
Oh, by the way, yesterday, the U.S. The State Department announced they were sending $64 million in humanitarian aid to Afghanistan now. I'm sure that'll go help a lot of good people
the
there.
Taliban. That'll help the Taliban a great deal, I'm sure. Good, because the $85 billion worth of weaponry and equipment we gave them, that didn't go nearly far enough. So now they need another $64 million for whatever else they've got going on.
You're getting it.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
And
I know what's going on.
The Taliban has been playing with our taxpayer dollars funded weapons.
What evidence do you have of that?
I'll get some video. This is scary as hell. Just shoot it, dude. We got it. And,
oh boy.
And listen to the Allah Akbar cheers.
Yeah. So you're thanking God for America because that's where that equipment came from.
Mm-hmm. So
douchebags.
So however much that cost, you went to work today to pay for that. I don't know how long you were at work to pay for that, but
yeah,
congratulations. Joe Biden is now. It doesn't always work out well for them when they use American weaponry.
Really?
Yeah. There's another video.
Do they not know how to use some of it?
I don't know. I don't know. Watch this. There's a lot of anticipation in this next clip.
All right.
Okay. Now ignore the circle. I don't. Somebody left the circle on their deal there. Now watch this guy. Now they're all holding their ears because this guy's coming up with a rocket launcher. Here we go. All right. Here he comes. And oh boy! Oh no! Get out! Go! Nah, I don't know if that was the Taliban. I don't know if those good guys. It was just one of those things. That would have been me if I were in charge of the rocket launcher, right in front, and then it was lit. So
yeah, that must have gone off.
Well, somebody transmitted that video. We know that. So
yeah,
I don't know. Take that for what it's worth.
Also, the Taliban,
get it right, Pat,
has reinstated the Ministry of Propagation of Virtue and Prevention of Vice Department, which was abolished following the U.S. occupation, but now it's back. And so I'm sure Afghans are really excited because there's some interesting rules. Of course, actions will be taken on major sins of Islam, such as sexual intercourse outside marriage, theft, killing someone, obviously. Islam, though, has rules for major sins. Killing someone has different rules.
Okay, I was about to say, killing someone obviously falls under the, you can't do that.
Right.
What?
If you do it intentionally, if you know the person and intentionally kill the person, you'll be killed in response. If not intentional, then there might be another punishment, like paying a certain amount of money. If there's a theft, your hand must be cut off.
Right.
If there's illegal intercourse, you'll be stoned. Not like smoking marijuana. You'll be rocks. They're going to throw stones at you.
Uh-huh.
He claimed that both male and female miscreants would be executed in this manner, although stoning has previously been the group's mode of punishment exclusively for women. Youssef says 4 witnesses are required, and those witnesses should all have the same story. If there's a small difference in the story, there'll be no punishment. But if all of them are saying the same thing, the same way, at the same time, there will be punishment.
Game over.
Okay, so then you're done.
Okay.
Throughout the Taliban's last reign, from 96 to 2001, the ministry enforced stringent restrictions on women. They were forced to wear the burqa, which they are again. They could never leave their home without a male relative. We don't know about that one right now. And they were banned from education beyond the 6th grade. You don't want them learning too much. Then they start getting uppity on you. You know, then they might expect you to do some of the housework and that kind of thing.
Let me stand in for Jeffy for a moment.
All right.
Yeah, I mean, what do you need to learn after 6th grade that you can't learn in the kitchen? Right? Okay.
Right. That's probably about right.
Oh boy, what a sad.
It's a horrible situation. It's not good.
And by the way, I would like to point out, Stand Up Chuck, one of your followers there on Twitter, just tweeted out that the State Department does have flights every day from everywhere, except for Kabul and Benghazi.
Oh, okay.
So those are the 2 places they don't have
no
regular
flights.
flights.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
it's terrible. It's horrible what that country has just.
Yeah.
Snap your finger. I mean,
what's become of it? And I mean, so much blood and treasure went into making sure that women had rights there again. And they were enjoying those rights and living those rights. And, you know, as much as we say, what was this for? I mean, they did have 20 years of women's rights and a time when you didn't get your hand cut off if you committed theft. Now, maybe you're in favor of hands being lopped off if they steal something. That's not my preferred punishment, actually, but some might be. But I mean, there were things that were going on in Afghanistan that hadn't gone on there before that they really benefited, and the world did too. And we didn't have another 9/11 thanks to what we did in the war on terror. So, I mean, it was valuable, and I think a lot of people, most of us, probably wanted us to get out, just not this way. And that's what they keep saying. Well, Americans mostly wanted us out. 70% wanted us out. Yeah, of course, but not like that. And they just can't get that. They can't get that through their heads. Although I'm sure they've gotten it through their heads, they just won't admit to it. They just continue to pretend that that's not the issue, because there's no way around it. There's just no way around it. 888-900-3393. Also at Pat Unleashed on Twitter. Got to play this couple of cuts from Joe Biden yesterday. One is Joe Biden on climate change, which is fun because
he's good.
Oh, he's so good. Listen to how good he is on climate change. You'll be proud.
We can't continue to try to ignore reality. President Obama used to always kid me. I say, you know, reality has a way of working its way in.
What?
Well, you know, the reality is we have a global warming problem. A serious global warming problem.
No.
And it's consequential. And what's going to happen is things aren't going to go back to what they were. It's not like you can build back to what it was
better
before.
We can't go back to what it was.
It's not going to get any better than it is today.
Oh.
You got there.
Pause it for a second.
Worse.
You believe that? It's not going to go back. It will never be any better than it is today. It's just going to get worse. I'm sorry. Our weather on this planet is cyclical. It's bound to change. It could get worse, but it could also get a lot better, as a matter of fact.
All I know is that reality has a way of working itself in.
It's a brilliant theory and brilliant thought process. Reality. All I know.
Yeah?
I used to
Did
tell
your dad tell you this?
This was my dad, Barack.
Whoa, breaking news.
Obama. President Obama.
Uh-huh. What he used to tell you?
Barack Hussein.
Uh-huh.
Which is the name of one of our enemies, too. By the way.
Okay, what did he say?
But I used to say to Barack, or he used to say to me,
Okay.
I forget which.
Okay, yeah.
Reality has a way of working itself in.
Oh, wait. If I had room on the teleprompter here, I would write, stop talking and leave the room.
Don't sniff him.
Don't sniff him, baby.
That's great.
He's horrific.
All right, so go ahead and continue his thoughts on climate change, which is just going to get
Not
worse.
going to get any better than it is today.
Okay.
Okay. Then let's not do
Only
anything.
can get worse.
Then let's
not better.
Then,
It's
okay.
not
Amazing.
like we're going to not have more problems. But we can do this, in my view.
The fear-mongering.
Scientists have warned us for years. The failure to curb pollution from smokestacks.
Okay. This is what they do, though, on everything. On COVID-19, in fact, who's the guy that is saying it was a doctor that was saying, we're not being scary enough on COVID-19.
Okay, so there's a hospital in North Carolina. Is that what you're referring to?
Mm-hmm.
They're on a Zoom call, and they're just talking about, what's going on at the hospital. And there's this one official who then makes a remark. She says how, the clip will explain
We've got
itself.
this.
But
Yeah.
there's another individual on the call who's like, yeah, we'll talk offline about this. Realizing there's a record of this conversation. Watch this.
On the dashboard and how it's set up myself, as far as how we get information out to the community on meaningful numbers, we do that on a weekly basis. So that's on our website, and we've been sharing that through social channels as well, particularly those graphics that show the number of patients in house, the percentage of them that are unvaccinated, the percentage of unvaccinated people in the ICU, and the percentage of deaths and the numbers.
Mm-hmm.
So those are numbers that we put out. As far as
I see.
we don't get into details of floor.
Right.
Okay.
Uh-oh.
And
here she goes.
Those other numbers are certainly out there.
Right. I guess my feeling at this point in time is maybe we need to be completely a little bit more scary for the public. Then there's another comment is I completely agree. There are many people still hospitalized that we're considering post-COVID, but we're not counting in those numbers.
Huh.
So how do we include those post-COVID people in the numbers of the patients we have in the hospital?
Yeah.
So is that all the people who have been in the hospital since the beginning of COVID?
And we're going to add them back in?
Or that are still in it. And that's something that I can take to someone else. But I think those are important numbers. The patients that are still in the hospital,
Okay.
that are off the COVID floor,
So now they're off the floor. But
still are occupying the hospital for a variety of reasons.
Okay. Because
Carolyn, we call those, I'm sorry, we're calling those recovered now. If you look at the Navant Health dashboard, they're listed as recovered. But I do think from our standpoint, we would still consider them a COVID patient because they're still healing.
Yeah.
No, they've
So
recovered.
I think that needs to be highlighted as well.
Yeah.
Because once they're off isolation, they drop from the COVID numbers. That's exactly right.
And we need them still on the COVID numbers.
Yeah.
And we can talk offline.
Yeah.
How we run that.
Yeah, because this
So I was going to say,
recorded.
Caroline, I think we have to be more blunt. We have to be more forceful. We have to say something coming out. You don't get vaccinated.
Yeah, we need to scare people more.
Yeah, you don't get vaccinated.
You're going to die.
Blunt to these people.
That's amazing. We need to say, if you don't get vaccinated, you're going to die. This is what they do. Whether it's COVID-19 or climate change, they try to create panic in the American people. It's exactly what they've been doing for 30 years on climate change. And they're applying the same technique right now to COVID-19. Wait a minute. If you don't get vaccinated, you're going to die? Nothing could be further from the truth.
Yeah, even when they're recovered, she wants to use those numbers to pump up her COVID numbers in the hospital there.
And do you think that she's the only person to have had that thought?
No, she's the only one that's on a Zoom call
Yes.
recorded for all of us to see.
Right. There. Oops. Like somebody didn't tell her, hey, don't say stupid things like that because other people are going to see this and they're going to know what we're doing.
And, the Biden administration, in addition to last Thursday's horrific speech of flexing a political muscle that he doesn't have constitutionally with all of these vaccine mandates, well, now, they're trying to push boosters, too. I mean, they are going warp speed. You want to talk about Operation Warp Speed? It's what Joe Biden is doing with Americans in this vaccine stuff. And you've got 2 officials at the FDA who are like, I think we're going to go ahead and quit now, in direct opposition to what the White House has in store for us coming down the line. So it's fun, right?
Yeah, it's fun. Yeah, it's fun. And then they wonder why we don't trust them. They wonder why some of us are skeptical about getting the vaccine.
That's because you want other people to die. Right? Isn't that what it is?
That's what it comes down to. Right there. Right there! You hit the nail on the barrelhead.
That's what I did. Steve. Oh, by the way, I heard a promo coming down the line on Blaze Radio. You had stepped out of the room. Sarah Gonzalez, there was a promo for her show, and she had this amazing stat. She was reading a tweet from Mark Knoller, who is a longtime CBS News reporter. I assume he's still with them. But he was talking about that at the same time in the presidency, you want to talk about sleep at the wheel, is Joe Biden. So he's one extreme or the other. He's completely asleep at the wheel, or he's full throttle on the vaccine, the mandate, stuff like that. But at the same time in the presidency, he had taken 18 trips to Delaware, encompassing a total of 48 days away from the White House. And Trump, who was always mocked for being away from the White House, 7. So 18 to 7. Biden had taken more trips home than Trump at the same time in the presidency. A total of 48 days in those 18 trips for Biden.
Well, and it's more than 18 now because it was 18 before these last trips.
Right. So, yeah,
it's
whenever
like
this promo was recorded on her show. Yeah.
Yeah, but about 20 now.
So he's 3 times as often away.
He's the worst. He seriously is, in the first 8 months, the worst president in the history of the United States of America.
He is either doing
by far.
Nothing,
I think by far.
Yeah, he's either doing nothing at all on Afghanistan.
Yep.
Or, oh my gosh, how can we take liberties away from people with a vaccine?
He got to go.
Right.
Amen.
Exactly. Amanda in West Virginia will give you the last word today. Welcome to the Blaze.
Thank you. Glad to talk with you. I don't understand why no one has brought up 2 major things. And one is how your health information is protected by HIPAA.
Yeah.
So I have to then supply this to my employer. And then let's say I'm somebody who has something going on that I can't get the vaccine. Then that means they will then know my deepest, darkest health information for those reasons. So people should be screaming HIPAA violation from the top of the mountains.
Yes.
The other thing that has not been discussed is the overwhelming number of people who are on drugs that are immunosuppressive that they don't even know are immunosuppressive. So they get a vaccine, they can't mount an immune response because of what they're on. This is a major problem, and I'm just lucky enough that I'm in the sciences and I know these things. So I've had a lot of people ask me these questions, and I myself had to go off of a very common medication, Singulair.
Can you give me an example of immunosuppressive medications that people are taking?
But like Singulair is very common for asthma and allergies.
Oh my gosh, really?
Immunosuppressive, absolutely.
Wow.
It's more immunosuppressive than people realize because of what I do for a living. I'm aware of this. Common drugs for IBD, like irritable bowel disease, those sort of things, are very, very immunosuppressive.
Wow.
So
Appreciate
when you have that, you combine that with HIPAA, we have a problem.
That's for sure.
What's more
Thanks,
relevant?
Amanda.
HIPAA or Constitution? What's more relevant now?
Only on the Blaze Radio Network.